morning, friends. In the last lecture, we understand about physiology and biochemistry. Within that, we discuss about the first unit, that is metabolism. We also discuss about the unit second, that is enzyme. Now we move towards the third unit of this paper of physiology and biochemistry, and within this unit third you have to understand about the nutrition and digestion. And within that nutrition digestion, there are as many as 4 topics are there: structure and functions of the digestive glands. Second topic is about the gastrointestinal hormones. Then you need to understand about the digestion and absorption of the proteins, carbohydrates and lipids. And last topic is vitamins. Now the first topic comprises structure and functions of the digestive glands. Within that head, you need to understand about the anatomy and structure of the salivary gland, the anatomy and structure of gastric glands, also intestinal gland, and the 2 important accessory glands, that is liver and the pancreas. Now you people all know about that the salivary gland is particularly present in the mouth region, and an important gland in secreting ptyalin and other digestive hormones, which are particularly important in digestion of carbohydrates. Then within that row or within that alimentary canal, what you can say, you find the gastric region or the stomach region. That gastric is full of with acid, which is particularly required for the digestion of the food stuff you consume. Any kind of food stuff, whether it is proteinous or whether it is of the carbohydrate origin or whether it is lipidous in nature. So all these food stuff can pass through the gastric region, and where it combines with the different kinds of gastric juices. So there are numerous gastric glands are there which secretes their gastric juices within the lumen of the stomach. So we understand about these different gastric glands. There are also some different intestinal glands are present in the intestinal region of small intestine and the large intestine. We know we'll understand the anatomy and structures and functions of these glands. You also know about the liver, and the secretions of the liver are important in driving out the metabolism of the individual and many of the organisms. Liver is very much important in maintaining the equilibrium of glucose level within the blood. So liver is very much important. And the last one is the pancreas. The pancreas directly in association with the stomach, particularly the exocrine pancreas, secretes is most of the juices or the hormones within the lumen of the stomach that are helpful in digesting out the food stuff. And this exocrine pancreas particularly full of with the aminopeptides and carboxypeptides and another proteinous hormones helpful in digesting out this food stuff. So you need to understand these all glands, anatomy and structures, also the functions of these glands and the structure and function of the digestion. The second one is the gastrointestinal hormones. All the gastric glands, intestinal glands, secrete numerous kinds of hormones which are ultimately helping in driving out the process of the digestion of the food material. So there are a number of hormones, gastric, cholecystokinin and everything. So these gastric juices are very much important, and that will be understood into the gastrointestinal hormones. The third topic is about the digestion and absorption of proteins, carbohydrates and lipid. Now we have to understand carbohydrates are the simpler kind of food material or the nutrient material, what you can say. Proteins are a little bit complex than the carbohydrates, and there are more complex is of the lipids, which are not easily get break down. Well, the digestion of carbohydrate rightly start from the mouth itself with the secretion of the salivary gland with the presence of amylase enzyme. So carbohydrate digestion right from the word go. Then the protein get digested within the stomach and the intestinal part. There are number of proteinaceous molecules are present and the proteinaceous hormones are present within the stomachs and the small intestine. As I just said, carboxypeptidase, aminopeptidase, pepsin is present within over there. So these are the different digestive juices are present that will help in digestion of the proteins. Lastly, the lipids, which are actually digested in the portion of the small intestine and the large intestine with the help of numerous lipases. So that will we understand. And the lastly, the fourth topic within this third unit is vitamin. Now this vitamin is very much important in an operating out the physiology of the body, number of signaling systems, number of biochemical processes, all this just because of the presence of this vital amines or the vitamins present in your body. There are some vitamins which are get synthesized in our body, and there are some one which we can get from the food supplements. There are as many as two types of the vitamins. This is the first water soluble and the lipid soluble vitamins. You all know about vitamin A, vitamin B, vitamin C, K, D, N, E. We'll think about and discuss about all this later in the classes. So this is about the third unit, nutrition and digestion. Lastly, the fourth unit of this physiology and biochemistry is regarding to the respiratory system, the physiology of respiration. Now how this physiology of respiration takes place, how the intake of the gases and the exit of the gases out of the body takes place with the help of the lungs. So this we can understand within this fourth unit of the physiology of respiration. There are also four topics. The mechanism of respiration is the first, then the transport of oxygen and CO2. As you all understand, CO2 and O2 is very much important for our body. Then the third topic is about the respiratory pigment, the types of the respiratory pigment and their distributions. And lastly, we have to understand about the respiratory disorders and the drawbacks of, or what we can say, the ill effect of smoking, that we need to understand in the last topic. So the first one is mechanism of respiration. The mechanism of respiration is just an important physiological processes or mechanically balanced process with the help of musculatory system and the skeletal system of the body, which draw the air inside and outside of the body. So this mechanism of respiration involves numerous kinds of muscles. Then the involvements of ribs, sternums, these are the bones which are helpful in the process of respiration. Then there will be an inflow and outflow of the gases just because of increasing and decreasing the area of the rib cages and also of the stomach. So whole this mechanized process will understand in the process of mechanism of respiration. It's very much important to understand this because life is dependent on this. If someone doesn't able to do this, if this musculature with the help of the skeletal system doesn't operate well, then someone will definitely have a problem in breathing. So this mechanism of respiration is nothing but mechanism of breathing. And we'll understand all these things just because if someone does the exercise in exaggerated way, then someone can experience how that respiration takes place. Then second topic is about transportation of oxygen and CO2. That oxygen is very much important for the body. CO2 is also important for the different biochemical process. Oxygen is particularly important for flooding the blood with oxygen to purify it and to eliminate the concentration of CO2 from the blood and to expel it out of the body with the help of the lungs. So this transport of oxygen and CO2 at the cellular level is important. At cellular level, from the ultimate cell to the RBC, and from RBC to the lungs, alveoli, and from alveoli to the outside of the body with the help of the nostrils. So this transport of oxygen and CO2 will understand. Then the third topic is about the respiratory pigment. So in the previous topic there is transport of oxygen and CO2 takes place, but this transport of oxygen and CO2 is particularly takes place with the help of different kinds of respiratory pigments that are present within the cell. Now what this kind of respiratory pigments? There are different types of respiratory pigments. There are as many as 4-5 types of the respiratory pigments are present in the animal world, and with the help of these respiratory pigments, the transportation of these two, oxygen and CO2. We will understand what these respiratory pigments. One of the most important is hemoglobin, which is widely distributed among the organisms. Then the last topic is about the respiratory disorders and the effects of smoking. There are different types of the respiratory disorders are there. One of the most common is asthma, bronchitis. So arrhythmia is also one of the related to the lung disorders. Then the effect of smoking will harden the lungs tissue, and it will decrease the elasticity of the lungs. So inflow and outflow of the air from the lungs has decreases substantially. So these things will understand in the mechanism of respiration, that is unit 4. After that there will be a practical which is depend upon the paper 1, that is animal diversity, and the second paper of physiology and biochemistry. So within this the identification of classification of museum specimens are there. There are different classes of the chordata, right from Urochordata to the Mammalia. You have to observe the different specimens and write down their special characters in your practical record. This is very much important because you have to observe the specimen thoroughly. You need to identify, you need to understand these all specimens, the special characters. You need to understand their taxonomical status. So after understanding this, you have to write down it in your practical record. So there are from Urochordata to the Mammalia. Then you have to go through this anatomical observation, which is the second practical, and within that anatomical observation you have to identify, you have to observe digestive system, reproductive system, brain and cranial nerves of the different chordate animals. As the dissection is banned as per the government norms, you will have to go through some videos that will be provided by the department. You have to provide it with the YouTube links related to the digestion, and the charts also will be provided. So you have to go through this and understand about the digestive system, the reproductive system, and brain and cranial nerve system. Then the skeleton of rabbit and fowl, which is there in the department. So you have to understand the different bones of the upper body and the lower body of rabbit and fowl. Then there will be a study of permanent slides placoid, cycloid and ctenoid scale, and VS skin of frog and mammal. You also have to perform an experiment on this placoid, cycloid and ctenoid scale. Then there is a permanent strain micro preparation on of placoid, cycloid and the ctenoid scale particularly. The last section is section B of physiology and biochemistry, where you have to perform different physiological experiment. You have to study the histological slides of mammal, that is of duodenum, liver, lung, bone and cartilage. Then you have to perform the experiments on carbohydrate, proteins and lipids. The sources for this experiment, you should go to the local fish market, local meat market which is near to our college on Friday. You go over there, collect the tissues from over there and we'll work on it. Then the estimation of total protein in given solution by Lowry method, and study of activity of salivary amylase under the different conditions, that we'll also understand. And then we have to go through the qualitative test of different carbohydrate materials. Lastly, the submissions of slides, 2 reports, and after the completion of your practical report, that too has to be submitted at the time of examination. So thank you.